Thank you, Susan. Just waiting for it to transfer to me. There we go. Well, Susan did a wonderful introduction, so we won't spend a lot of time on this slide. I just figured I would share a little bit about myself, and I think I am on video today, so we don't need the picture, but sometimes we do. Anyway, this is what I'd like to talk about today. You know, we are really in a unique time. We have seen tremendous change in our economy, in our business environments, in how we work, in how people are employed, tremendous change owing to the COVID pandemic. So I want to take a little deeper dive into how the health of our planet affects the health of our business and our lives as they're impacted by our businesses. And look at it from both a risk perspective and an opportunity perspective, because I think there are both sides to the equation. And I'd like to leverage the Sustainable Development Goals as a lens through which we can look and lay out a framework to move forward as we go forward in the 21st century and need to deal with a lot of issues, challenges, and changes that perhaps were not as apparent in the 20th century. I have a roadmap that we'll spend a little bit of time on, looking at driving environmental, social, and economic impact in your organization. And then we'll end the session with some case studies on businesses that are doing work in this area. We're going to hold questions till the end, unless there's a question about a slide or some other issue that you have. And I did post to the chat just a question about how you've seen your leadership change in your organizations since the pandemic has begun, and perhaps we can have a chat about that at the end, you know, depending upon time availability. So let's get started. So this quotation appeared fairly early on in January, really before we knew, you know, what was coming. And it really speaks to the intersectionality of human and wildlife interaction. Very shortly after the pandemic, you know, hit the United States in a big way, I heard in a talk from a former CDC head that, you know, clearly this is a virus that is rising out of the intersectionality between humans and wildlife. And, you know, why is this important? As we experience climate change, viruses move, animals move, hosts move, and that changes where infections happen. It changes, you know, how pandemics can spread. We've also seen a lot of habitat loss and increasing interactions between humans and animals in what would normally be their natural habitat. So, you know, this disruption of their ecosystems really can unleash the virus. And as they are looking for new hosts, humans often become those hosts. And when we look at what's happened over really the last 9-10 months and begin to understand the impacts of the pandemic, we see over and over again that our most vulnerable populations are disproportionately impacted. These are some stats on, you know, death rates by race and ethnicity and, you know, by age. And it's, you know, we've all read and heard about this phenomenon, but it's really revealing some systemic problems that we have in not only our economy, but other economies around the world, but it is especially prevalent here in the United States. The income and wealth gaps, the healthcare access and utilization differentials, education, occupation, all kinds of discrimination issues, and we're really seeing that come to bear in who is impacted by, most impacted by the virus. And this data comes from the CDC. And while COVID is what we're currently experiencing, it's not the first virus that's come out of climate change-related issues. Here are a whole host of viruses that have come before. They have not necessarily been as devastating, definitely have not been quite as devastating in the U.S., certainly, but they are out there, and this is just another one in the long list of viruses that have appeared due to, climate change, due to planetary habitat loss, due to, the issues that we're talking about with environmental, social, and governance focus on our organizations. So just to give you a little bit of background, this is some data on rising world temperatures. And this is what part of what I mean by climate change. And, this is tracked by some very reputable organizations, NASA, NOAA, and you can see that from the 1880s to today, we've seen tremendous climate change. A lot of that is attributed to human activity around greenhouse gas generation and emission, but as temperatures rise, it definitely impacts where animals, insects, and plants live, and that directly impacts the human condition as well, and how businesses operate. And if you think that we've had a lot more storms, if you've seen, very disruptive thunderstorms, I know in our neighborhood in New Jersey, we've lost power more frequently, and it's taken longer to come back because of the severity of the storms. You can see that we've had an increase in natural disasters as well. According to Munich RE, the estimate of natural disasters was in the U.S. that it caused in 2017 $340 billion in costs from natural disasters, and 83% of those were in North America. In the news, of course, we're seeing raging wildfires in California. The 3.5 million.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Malutis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year. But if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.